am back and at it again with another video, and this one is not going to be a tutorial, but hopefully I will still be teaching you something that you did not already know. I am going to be talking to you about the difference between black and white hair. This is a topic that can be somewhat controversial, and I know that there are a lot of misconceptions about black hair, and so hopefully I will be clearing some of those up today and you will learn something that you didn't already know. Just a little disclaimer, I have researched this topic a lot. I'm still not saying that I am an expert on this topic or that I know everything there is to know about black people's hair or everything there is to know about white people's hair. Clearly, I'm not white, I do not have white hair. But I've looked into the topic a lot. Also, I'm not making this video to say that black people's hair is better than white people's hair or that white people's hair is better than black people's hair. That's not true. I'm just saying that they're different. Obviously, there are different types of hair than just black people's hair and white people's hair, but I feel like in America, at least these two different types of hair have like the most beef. They have the most controversy, if you will, so I want to try to clear up some misconceptions. Obviously, not every black person's hair is the same, not every white person's hair is the same, but there are some consistent differences between the two. So when I say the term black hair, I'm meaning someone like myself. Like, I know that it's 2018 and at this point in time, like, everyone has a little bit of some other ethnicity in them. But for example, me, I know that one of my 3 times, I think, great-grandparents was like full-blood Cherokee, but other than that, everyone else was just black as far as I know. So that's what I mean when I'm referring to black hair. I'm gonna post a link to all of the websites where I gathered my information from so that you can check them out too. And if I say anything that you are just like, Mariah, you are so wrong, so far off, no, please comment below and tell me like you are not going to hurt my feelings. Let me know. I want to know if I say anything that is just so far off. Like, please tell me. So one of the biggest and most notable differences between black and Caucasian hair is the texture. And the texture is determined by the shape of the follicle of your hair. The shape of the hair follicle of someone of African descent is like very elliptical. Like, think of an extreme oval, like this shape. So when the hair is growing, it only has the option to come out in this very coily, very kinky manner to get out of the follicle that's this extreme oval, this extreme elliptical shape. And if you do not have black hair and you're having a hard time understanding, like, okay, what is the difference between coily and kinky and just curly? Like, it's both like curling. So what I would say is, when I say coily, think of the tightness of a spring in like a pin. That tight spiral, that's a coil, and even tighter than that would be considered a kink. A curl is looser. It still curls around, but it's just looser than that. Like, so coils, think a tight spring, and kinky, think even tighter than that. However, the shape of a hair follicle of someone who is Caucasian is still shaped like an oval, but closer to the shape of a circle than it is an ellipse. So it's like a very, very soft oval. And for this reason, Caucasian hair can grow to be straight, curly, frizzy. The space of the follicle opening allows for the hair to come out straighter than someone who is of African descent. So of course, Caucasian hair can still come out curly. It's just not as tight as that kinky, coily, spirally texture that is common among African hair. So a second difference is how oil is absorbed in the hair, and this causes a lot of controversy. A lot of people think that, oh, because black people don't wash their hair every day, that that's gross or that's nasty, but it's not, and I'm about to explain why. So a lot of people think that when black people's hair grows, and even I'm guilty of this, I thought this too. When black people's hair grows, it does not produce any oil, but that is not true. Coily and kinky hair has more sulfur bonds, which help absorb moisture. So when a black person's hair grows and oil is being produced, the oil doesn't just stay on your scalp or rests on top of the hair, it's absorbed into the hair follicle. This causes the scalp to dry out a lot of times, which is why a lot of oils and greases are produced for people who have black hair to put the moisture back in that was absorbed by your hair. And also because of this, since the oil isn't just resting on your scalp or on your hair, a lot of black people do not have to wash their hair every day because their scalp and their head just isn't oily. If you wash it out every day and there's no oil in it, you're just drying it out. And then you'd be putting like artificial oils back in it, so like why would you do that? You wouldn't. So obviously if someone with coily or kinky hair has more sulfur bonds in their hair that absorb the moisture better, the opposite would be true of someone with Caucasian hair who has straighter hair. There would be less sulfur bonds and the oil would stay on top of your scalp or just sit on top of your hair, causing your hair to be greasy. And you would want to wash it out every single day if that were the case. So that makes sense to me. So a third and final difference between black people's and white people's hair would be the rate of hair growth. From my research, I found that black people's hair grows on average of, are you ready for it? You're not ready. 0.9 centimeters a month. Just super fast, right? Right? And Caucasian people's hair grows on average of 1.2 centimeters a month. So still not a lot more, but it would add up over time. But the reason for this difference is because coily hair snaps off more easily because every time those tight curls around, it causes more stress on that hair follicle. At every sharp turn, it's just like a little pressure point and it's more likely to snap off than if you had straighter hair or even just looser curls. And this is part of the reason why a lot of black people will wear bonnets and hair scarves and wraps at night to protect their hair from snapping off because it is just so delicate at the ends, especially where the tight little coils are occurring. It can snap off so easily. And if you do not have coily or kinky hair and your hair grows straighter or in looser waves or it's just frizzy, you probably don't have this experience and your hair is stronger because there's not as much stress on each individual hair follicle itself. So those are the three main differences I found between black and Caucasian hair during my research. I hope that you learned something. I hope maybe I cleared up a misconception for you that you had before and that you just didn't know or you were afraid to ask. If you did learn something new that you did not know before, please comment below and tell me so. I would be so happy to know that I taught you something. And if you guys have any more questions about black and white hair, specifically black hair because that's what I have, please do not be afraid to comment below and ask me. Like, I will not be offended by anything that you ask. If you think that your question is like kind of offensive and I might take it the wrong way, like, I'm not going to do that. Just please comment below and tell me your questions because how will you ever figure out the truth or know if you don't ask? I will definitely try my hardest to get back to you and clear up any misconception or any question that you may have. Thank y'all so much for watching this video. If you learned something, if you thought I was crazy for saying something, if you like me, if you don't, if you're happy, if you're sad, if you're something, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel and visit my website. It would make my day. Don't forget to connect with me on social media. I will leave my Instagram handle right here. Yeah. I hope to see you guys back on my channel soon or on my website, either one. Actually both. I want to see you back on both. Thank you guys so much for watching.